All right, thanks a lot, Malika. Welcome, everyone, to Detroit, the Renaissance City. And speaking of renaissances, folks, there's a rebirth and a revival happening right in the heart of the city with the Pistons. Tonight, they take on Tyrese Maxey of the 76ers, who right now is on a major scoring binge. And Paul George back on the court earlier this week, finding his rhythm. They'll be going up against Tobias Harris, one of the sage veterans leading this young Pistons team, as we welcome you to NBA Courtside, presented by DoorDash, taking a little bit of inventory in the Eastern Conference. Detroit right now on the outside looking in, a game under 500. Philadelphia 20-30, needing to make some moves in the last third of the NBA's regular season. Hello, everybody. I'm Mark Jones alongside Corey Alexander. Katie George joining us in just a moment. Let's start with the Philadelphia 76ers. A season of unfulfilled promise so far, largely because of injuries. But the good news is that the behemoth that is Joel Embiid, the former MVP, is back on the floor.
And all Joel Embiid did when he made his return after a 15-game absence was mess around and get a triple-double. And when you look at Joel Embiid's game, his ability to play off the bounce at over 7 feet, 300 pounds, the ability to pass the basketball extremely well. A triple team against the Mavericks is not even enough to slow him down. And, of course, when he's tossing in the three ball, it makes him extremely dangerous and opens up opportunities for Tyrese Maxey at the rim.
The chemistry, Corey, between these three players, still a work in progress. But you look at the numbers in the 10 games they've played together, they're actually way above 500 at 7-3. Meanwhile, the Detroit Pistons, folks, last year, a nightmare. They won only 14 games. They've almost already doubled the number of wins from a season ago. Cade Cunningham is the centerpiece of the rebuild. He's a first-time All-Star.
But you look at the 25 wins already and the opportunity for them to get back to 500 here tonight with a win. Cade Cunningham, an All-Star. But the three-point shooting has been the resurgence of this Pistons team. Malik Beasley playing a huge part in that, as well as Tobias Harris, the veterans.
Katie George, Cade Cunningham has done a lot of heavy lifting for this team, but some bad news. He's not playing today because of an ankle.
Yeah, Mark, it's unfortunate news for Cade Cunningham, and this is also unknown territory for the Pistons. This will be just the 5th game that Cade Cunningham has missed all season long. He unfortunately rolled his ankle in the 4th quarter of Wednesday night's game. He was able to gut it out and finish, but his symptoms worsened post-game. We're told that Cunningham got plenty of treatment yesterday, did everything in his power to be able to play in this game, but JB Bickerstaff said pregame it just didn't make sense to force the issue. They don't view this as a long-term injury. They hope he'll be able to play in a game again before the All-Star break. But as for tonight, Bickerstaff said the ball handling duties will be by committee, but look for Asar Thompson to be a primary ball handler tonight, Mark.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how they make it happen by committee. We'll be back with the opening tip-off in just a few moments, courtside from the studio on the other side of this break.
NBA Courtside on ESPN is presented by Dash Pass, your door to all things basketball.
Detroit, Michigan, where a big three drove America to new heights, and an entire musical sound was born. Pittsville, USA ain't a nickname, it's a fact. That dominance extends to the team that calls this place home. The bad boys beat you and made sure you felt it when they did.
Well, champs, they did it the hard way.
Over a decade later, the best 5 alive did it again.
The Detroit Pistons just shocked the Los Angeles Lakers.
But the thing about being at the top is staying there. After 15 years of agony, what's going on? Greatness is being rebuilt.
Cade Cunningham, and now it's a clinic.
As Philly makes its way to D-Town, the Pistons are once again living just enough for the Motor City.
Welcome, everyone, to NBA Wednesday, presented by State Farm. From the Motor City, where everyone tonight's got their Cartier buffs on here at Little Caesars, ready to take in the shine of the Pistons, who are playing some of their best basketball of the season. As we take a look at the starting lineups brought to you by Icy Hot tonight. Check out the 76ers, folks. Keep this in mind. They've started 31 different starting lineups. This is tonight's iteration. Maxey, Oubre, Paul George back. Justin Edwards getting another nod, and Joel Embiid back after missing Wednesday night's game against Miami. Meanwhile, For the Pistons, Malik Beasley getting the start at point guard tonight in place of Cade Cunningham because of the injury. Hardaway, Thompson, Tobias Harris, and Jalen Duren on the front line for the Detroit Pistons, who are coming off back-to-back heartbreaking losses against Atlanta and Cleveland due to buzzer beaters by Darius Garland and Trae Young. So for a young team, Corey Alexander, that's trying to get into that top 6 after basically a disastrous season last year, what's the mentality of Detroit tonight?
Well, one of the areas that J.B. Bickerstaff talked to us about is now they expect to win. Early in the season, they would find themselves in games that they may not be able to pull off. Now it hurts when you lose by those buzzer beaters because you were expecting to win those games.
That guy right there, J.B. Bickerstaff, doing one of the great coaching jobs this year. This Pistons team won 14 games a season ago. Big challenge tonight, though, with the big 3 of Embiid, Paul George, and Tyrese Maxey. Edwards will bring it across.